We've always said that.
I'm freaking out.
And we've always said that.
You're sick in the head.
We've always said that.
Aiden, I love you. I wanted you to have a part of
And
me.
we've always said that.
I was living in Boston, and I wrote this song called Cozy Vibes, and it's literally just one line sung 2 to 3 different ways.
You can't call that
And it was
a song you wrote. Dude, that's just like something you did. That's not like I
No,
wrote
it's
this
just
song.
like
Not to like diminish a woman's accomplishments, but like that's not like
no, I think it was after I decorated my Christmas tree and I turned down the lights and it was like a warm hue lighting, and I go, this is how you have to sing it though. You go, cozy.
No, I don't think that is the way. I'm not the expert.
You kind of like swoop in with your finger. You go,
Cozy vibes.
cozy vibes. Cozy vibes. That's it.
Is that the only lyric to the song?
Yeah, like I said, it's one lyric.
it's a song though. It's a full song and she wrote
2 to
it.
3 different melodic sort of.
What else?
ways.
How else do you do it?
Cozy vibes.
Oh, that's the bridge? Is that the bridge?
Cozy vibes.
Oh, wow.
Anyone listening to this in the car, turn it up.
DJ, turn it up.
Turn it up. Welcome back, you guys.
So we've always
We
said
said
that.
What are we getting into today, miss?
What are we getting into today?
First thing I wanted to talk about was something simple, something we all use. Maybe not all of us use it, but I sure do. And I do that because I think it's a tactic I use for myself to ego boost a bit.
Okay.
And it's called Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
Putting your phone on Do Not Disturb is something I do not because I am too busy.
No.
No,
No.
I'm not too busy.
If you're too busy, you just don't look at your phone.
right.
You don't need a setting on.
No.
No.
No, sir. I just do it because I want to look forward to opening up that little message app that I got on my phone
Yeah.
and seeing hundreds and hundreds
Thousands
of messages that I have missed.
from all of your friends
From
and loved ones
past
and your
lovers,
ex-boyfriend.
From family, friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone you've ever met in your life, when you go into Do Not Disturb and you come out of Do Not Disturb, you think, yeah, they're all gonna be there.
It's hope. It's if anything,
Do Not
it's,
Disturb is
it's giving people hope. It's like, oh no, you know what? It's been a bad day. That's fine. I haven't checked my phone. And then sometimes you forget. You're like, damn, I got no messages.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit,
And then you're like, oh, no one loves me. That's crazy.
no one loves me.
I always go and Do Not Disturb when I'm waiting for a text back from a toxic man. And the second
course.
that I put it in Do Not Disturb, I go, oh, I have to end this relationship. I like immediately, I'm like, now I'm at the point where I'm like, oh,
Wait,
this is a terrible sign.
you just kind of blew my head off.
You don't think that way?
No, I do, but I just thought that way because you just said it.
Oh, so you don't think?
Wait, you're so right. As soon
but
as you
that
have to, as soon as you have to turn on D&D
Yeah.
to wait for a response back from the guy that you like, it's
because
over.
It's over. It's already over because you're like, oh, I feel terrible all the time. You're acknowledging
Wait,
I feel
I'm-
terrible.
I have the chills.
That's
I'm
so
so
funny.
No, look.
Wait, have you ever been in a toxic? You always have. Have you been in a toxic relationship before?
Define toxic.
So yes. But after having done that once,
Yeah.
which I have, I am so vigilant now about like the little incremental signs.
Sure.
So that I don't end up back there again. And Do Not Disturb is a big one.
That is crazy of you to say, but also the most intelligent thing I've ever heard.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now everybody
now that we know.
listening, if you have to put on Do Not Disturb to hold yourself back from checking and the anxiety of,
And from
of
actually
receiving.
losing your mind.
Oh my God, I have lost my mind.
Well, my mind's been gone.
Yeah.
Did I even have it?
When she walk out the door, she left. She left the building a
I
long
have been
time
so
ago.
untethered for years.
When do you think you lost it?
when I decided to do an open mic for the first time, I think I said goodbye. I looked at myself and I said, I am going to have a completely different life.
Yeah.
And I think some part of me knew that.
Yeah.
And I made a decision that I was not going to stop before I even started.
What was your first mic like?
My first open mic, I was at the Tiny Cupboard Comedy Club. Shout out to them. It was a Sunday at 9 p.m. And I made the host put me last because I was so scared. And she was like, if you go last, like no one's going to be here. And I was like, correct. That's what I want.
Yes.
And I had written 5 minutes of material, like fully 5 minutes.
Had you rehearsed it before and stuff?
Yeah, I like went through it because so this is what I've noticed now that I've run an open mic before. And I ran an open mic for women for about 2 years almost, I think. Yeah, 2 years. And what I learned was like through all of my open mic experiences, and this is a generalization, so take it with a grain of salt, but what I've noticed is that women come with their 5 minutes rehearsed, written out, blah, 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 like so ready, so prepared because they don't want to waste people's time and they don't want to be embarrassed. And the boys...
We love wasting some time.
The boys get up to their first open mic. They're like, yeah, just get me in there. And they show up and they just have nothing prepared. And then they bomb because they have nothing. Like the girls, I feel like start at a higher point because they're like, they do a little prep work. They start to think about it. And even if like, I mean, you cut all those jokes. Like none of those jokes are worth ever doing again. But you still went through the exercise of it. And then the boys are like, I'm funny. Because it's like the kind of guy where like all of their friends, and this isn't all men, I'm sure like the ones that actually are like really good at stand-up, like all my friends who are so amazing at stand-up and are men, are like, I doubt that they did this, but like the so many of the open mic guys are the people that their entire fraternity, they were like, yeah, you should stand up. And then they get on stage and they go, I was jerking off the other day.
Oh, God.
And I was watching porn and I like looked and I saw this guy and I came and I was looking at the dude and I was like, am I gay? Huh? And
They're all, and it's always
That's
a
their first
dick
joke.
joke. They
Yeah.
love to talk about their bikinis.
They talk about porn. And like the female version of that is like women talking about their periods.
Right.
So like women are not exempt from this. And like women definitely like it's low hanging fruit to talk about sex like in your first like early days of stand up. My version of that was I talked about Hitler a little too much. And that's my right. And that's my right. I'm a Jew.
True.
Is that in my set? No. You learn. You make horrible mistakes and you learn. That's part of comedy. And I own that.
But you got some Hitler stuff still, no?
I do have one Hitler joke still.
Okay, I was just making sure.
But it's not like it wasn't the same kind of what?
She said you gotta keep it kosher.
Ayo. I mean, it's part of my history.
That's
my
so true.
people's history. There's a way to do it, but definitely like I think the lesson I learned was like when you're early in stand-up, you look at the people that you look up to who are like the most successful stand-up comedians who have Netflix specials and HBO specials and all this, and you're like, oh, I want to be like them. And then you swing way too high because you're like, or at least I did, where it's like, oh, I'm going to tackle like the meaning of life in my stand-up. And which I still do this. This is 1,000%.
But with training and like
this is my this is my process.
Yeah.
But now at least I have the wherewithal because like everything you do when it's like the first joke you do is garbage. Like you just and then you have to like dig at it and like make it good over time.
Right.
That's the process. But yeah, you're right. I definitely start a little bit further along than just like saying crazy stuff and be like, anybody else?
How did you feel like going up your first time and afterwards?
I mean, I felt amazing. I fully like couldn't breathe while I was on stage the entire first time. Actually, so I used to act, and so I was used to performing on stage all the time. Like I was a drama major in college, but so I thought like, okay, you get on stage and like I know how to do that. But my entire first year of doing stand up, I was so unbelievably like nervous through just the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it took that long for me to even just be like, okay, you can have fun on stage. Because and I was getting up every single day, multiple times a day. It's just like the most vulnerable practice is doing stand up. It's like the only thing I can equate it to is singing a song naked.
How
That's
do
what it
you
feels like.
arrive there?
I've done that before.
Hey.
Hey.
So get this. There's actually a show in New York that I was asked to do once, where
I think I've
you
heard
do
of
a
this.
naked
It's
show.
stand-up. It's stand up naked. I
And
forget
it's
what
like full frontal. They're like get completely naked, and they're like they pay you $50. And I was like,
$50. That's it.
yeah. And I was like, I almost was like, my spot's a spot. I'll do it. But then I was like, wait, I don't need to be even more. I'm already being extremely vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like also
another
stand-up
layer.
is kind of like, hey, do you guys like me? Like that's so much of
Right.
it. Even if you're not being like 100% yourself, because stand-up is never you being
Right.
you, but people look at you like it's you.
Right. God.
Anyway, that's my rant for today. But
I loved that. Thank you for giving me that and giving us that.
so
That
if
was
anyone's
special.
about to do stand-up, if you're a boy, my only advice.
Stop talking about your peen, please.
Just
And if you do,
skip
go to
over
the naked show. Show your dick off.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to talk about it, show us.
Yeah, exactly. Just whip it out.
Show and tell, baby.
Show and tell.
Yeah.
Well, I love hearing about your experience with stand up because I will never do it.
You thought about it for a second.
I did. You know what? I did. But then I'm like, I have so many other things on my plate.
I
I
know.
don't have the time to do it.
And you have to like want it so bad
Yeah.
that it's the only thing you want. Because
Right.
otherwise you would never, no sane person would do this to themselves.
Because I remember thinking about it. And then I was like, well, okay, if that's what I'm going to do, my entire brain has to think of possibility of like the possibility of jokes in every setting that I'm ever in.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I realized. I'm like, wow, that's time consuming.
Yeah, that's my whole life.
Yeah.
Everything I think about, everything I do, I'm like, how can I make this a bit?
Right.
Anytime I make anyone laugh in any context, I'm like, is this something?
Right. We
Like-
we do it for the laughs. We really do.
Yeah.
We always have to.
That's my life. Anyway, so that's when I checked out of society. When I decided I wasn't gonna be an active
And that's-
participant.
And that's what puts you on Do Not Disturb as well. Just
I do not disturbed reality.
you D&D'd your reality.
Yeah, because now when things happen to me, I'm just like, I think about it completely differently.
Yeah, you gotta.
I'm always like, and actually the worst thing that can happen to me is when something happens that's bad and I can't think of a bit or like I'm not allowed for some reason because of like it would be revealing to somebody else. Then I'm like, well, what the hell was even the point of
That
this?
must be the worst one when
Yeah.
you do have like a fire bit out of it, but you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
use it. You're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
Oh, there's been many.
There have been a few,
There's
and
been
it
many.
pisses me off. And I'm like, you don't understand. This could be so good. And they're like, this is my life. And I'm like, shut up, pussy.
Yeah, literally.
So-
Grow up.
I'm like, not everything's about you. And they're like,
This one is actually.
this is my lived
Actually, this
experience too.
story and situation is me. It's about me. So no thanks. Okay, so Do Not Disturb.
Do not disturb. We covered
through
that.
Do Not.
So in conclusion, do not disturb.
In conclusion, Do Not Disturb is really a fight or flight instinct. It's an ego boost or it's an ego death, in my opinion.
Sure, it's a reckoning.
Because what we didn't touch on was when you are on D&D all day and then you go to check your messages and nobody has messaged you.
That's a reckoning.
That is when you actually throw your phone out.
That's when you put it. You just throw it at the wall, smash it.
And then you're like, oh, nobody loves me.
It's a spiral. It's easy to spiral, but it's important in those moments to remember
Yep.
that you actually just have to break up with that guy.
Sure.
Or
Always.
or just stop talking to him or like send him a text and be like, I'm good.
Yeah, if you're getting anxiety to the point where you have to put your phone on Do Not Disturb so that like you don't get a notification from that one person that's giving you the anxiety,
Yeah.
bye.
No.
you ever just hide the alerts from the one person?
Yeah, I
though?
did that. So I did that. I did hide alerts, and then I
Yeah.
also would put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
That's,
That's
that's
double.
crazy.
It would,
That's
it would be
crazy.
a double
Yeah, you just turn it
armor.
off. Wait.
Double armor. What?
Here's a positive spin on Do Not Disturb. Sometimes if things are going well and there's like one person that I want to hear from or a few people, but I just like want to read my book or whatever and like like lock in on flow state or whatever I'm doing, I'll put my phone on the personal thing, but you can like allow notifications from certain people.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
And yeah, and then I pick all my favorite people and I'm like, here's who I want to hear from today. You've been on that.
That's really sweet.
Sometimes I read
feel
my book and
special.
I'm like, I only want to stop if Fia texts me.
That's really sweet. I feel special.
That's like you're creating your own reality. I like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
it's
you
fun.
are really creating your own.
It's nice.
That's how Steve
And then
Jobs
you don't
intended
text me
it.
and I'm like, well, it's all over.
Shit. I know, but I'm more of like I will say, I'm more of a FaceTimer / caller.
Yeah.
But I do text.
We know you're more of a FaceTimer. We're,
Oh
we're
my
well aware.
God.
We're well aware.
Cat's got my tongue.
Hey, yo.
What do you think about can I ask you something funny?
Yeah.
What do you think about
The permission before every new topic.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
what do you think about there's something that we wanted to talk about today. And it's don't stop. It's really, you know, it's funny. I'm like really gearing up for this and it's not even that big of a deal.
Nothing is ever a big deal.
Nothing is ever a big deal when
I
it
think
comes
this
to
is
me.
a different, actually, you know what? This is a huge difference between our psychologies. I think absolutely nothing is a big deal. And you think everything is like a little bit of a big deal.
No, it is.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what is your take on like husband and wife for
For
the
the
night?
night.
So this is a new thing that we sort of just coined. I don't know if anybody else has spoken on this topic.
On this topic.
But it's husband and night for the night.
Yeah,
Wait,
your
hold
husband
on.
and wife, spouse for the night.
Spouse for the night. Is that what we're saying?
Let's call it wife for the night.
Wife for the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
'Kay.
Because that's what it is.
It's called.
You know what I also have called it? Party buddy. But that's more friendship.
That's more friendship and platonic.
And like often everywhere you go, you're gonna have a party buddy. Like when you
We're
go to an
party
event,
buddies.
we're party buddies. Like, but also sometimes the party buddy isn't the person you expect. Like if you go to something alone and then you're like, and you walk in and then you just like connect with somebody and you guys are just vibing and you're like on the same wavelength.
Hell
That's
yeah.
your party buddy. But sometimes that person is actually your husband.
yeah.
If it's romantic
And
in nature,
you're the wife.
and you're the wife for the night.
Husband and wife for the night.
And that's beautiful because you guys just can act completely with reckless abandon and maybe say, I love you. Well,
I feel
if you
like
want.
husband and wife of the night, why do I have such a problem saying that? Husband and wife for the night is also based off of someone who actually doesn't live there, I think.
okay, that was another element to this
I
that
think that's-
I agree with.
Yeah.
That is the best, the absolute best thing is when someone is just in town and you can be like so over the top romantic with them because you both know that nothing is at stake, that it's all just going
Correct.
to end.
The next day.
Nothing is better than that.
Right.
And no one gets blamed for it.
No.
Yeah.
That's what
and
I
it's just-
like.
Exactly.
There's
no
no
one gets
stake.
There's
blamed.
an end date.
There's no stake.
It's literally, and then you just separate and you go, oh, it's
Oh,
the
that was
distance.
fun. Bye.
Oh, I guess we can't
hate
ever
that.
see each other again.
See you later.
That is like my cocaine. I
best.
love that. That is my favorite.
Yeah.
I have almost exclusively engaged in that dynamic for the past like 6 months.
It's
Same.
it's romanticized. That's why.
Because it's so easy. Because you get
So
everything
easy.
that you want, but it's just like a little hit. But yeah, anyway, you did that. You did that most recently of the group.
I'm doing that tonight. So
You're doing that tonight?
yeah.
Wait, okay, Chris?
Okay,
Chris,
okay.
you dog.
Oh my god.
You
Yeah.
literal dog.
It's awesome.
You have a plan. See, but I think the thing is like you can't
No, I don't.
plan
We don't
it.
have plans. I just know that this person's here, and we'll figure it out.
Oh, this is so juicy and fun.
Yeah, it's good.
This is so juicy and fun.
Have you done this before with this
Yes.
person?
Oh, so it's
this
a
is like
reoccurring.
an ongoing thing.
Yeah, but it hasn't gotten annoying ever yet. You know, like sometimes it can get annoying if
Yeah.
it's like
Actually, I
if
don't
one
know.
person really likes the
Oh,
other
if there's
person.
like more.
No, it's not.
it's business.
How often do you guys see each other?
It's only been like 2-3 times.
Okay.
That's good.
So it's business.
It could, and like with like a
business
decent amount
casual.
of time.
Yeah.
Well, so this is what you were saying too, which is that you're like strictly business from now on.
Oh, I'm strictly.
I don't.
Yes,
feel
I
like-
am.
Are you sure? Do you
Yes.
feel like you
Yes,
can
done with her
achieve
lover
it?
girl era.
I'm done. I'm done.
And you believe that she'll follow through?
I think she's gonna do it for a bit.
Okay.
I think I'm. No, I think
Wait,
I'm gonna
what do you?
do it.
Wait. I actually
forever.
want to know. What do you think that I'm doing?
What? No.
Am I business or am I?
I'd say more business.
She's business.
I'm pretty- my
she's,
baseline is
she's
strictly
CEO, dude.
Yeah.
You are the CEO.
It's
of
the Riz
business.
or whatever the other the raw thing.
I'm like
Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty business usually.
You're
and you're a
CEO
lover
and
girl.
I'm secretary. Like I'm just like following you around like a freaking puppy. Wait, I'm just no in the sense of trying to get the knowledge and the experience of becoming this.
Oh, you're
CEO.
interning kind of.
Yeah, I'm
You're
interning.
my
interning.
fellow. You're my apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
'Cause I
Apprentice is
graduated.
official. I go apprentice.
You like apprentice?
I
better.
graduated from
Intern
Lover
is
Girl.
funnier though.
It is funny.
You applied for the internship. I accepted you.
I got it.
Now we're doing it.
Because I do feel like I'm kind of moving up.
You are. You've already had some good. You've hit some KPIs.
That's awesome.
What's a big
don't even know what
KPI
that
that
is.
Fia's hit so far?
She did a husband for the night.
That's
had a
cool.
husband for the night.
How was that?
It was so fun.
Yeah?
And he was really sweet and he's
It was
really
fun.
funny.
It was fun, and it was like the perfect guy to do it with, and it was the perfect circumstance. He doesn't live here, and I was just like rooting for you.
We were all rooting for me.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you still, even though it's over.
That kind of sounded a little conceited and I didn't mean it to.
What? We're all rooting for me?
Yeah.
No.
Loud.
We were all but
We
it was so
literally
much
just,
fun.
that's not conceited. He and I just said, we're rooting
Oh,
for you. And then
yeah.
you go, we're rooting for me. That's
She's
fine.
like, no, I'm sorry.
You're like, oh my God.
Oh my god, hey, sorry.
Yeah. But you're usually a lover girl. Now we're doing business and now we're doing husbands for the night. But no, when you're strictly business, you can do a husband for the night. That's the loophole.
Yeah, and I think again like knowing babe, nothing's coming out of that.
The way you say that makes me think that you don't believe it.
That was kind of what I was.
I don't know.
You got to do it. You got to just do it.
She's already.
Do
No,
it.
She's
Fia.
already backing up.
I don't think that. No, it's more so just like. Next question. I don't know.
You got to just tighten up that tie and get to
What
business.
you have to
I have business. I
put
got
on your
business.
work clothing.
Yeah.
Put on your
Yeah.
freaking Carhartt and your.
We went car now.
What kind of business are we in?
I love a car.
I
Are
don't
we
know.
construction?
Are we logging? What are we doing?
We're chopping down trees.
We're chopping trees, baby.
What are we
We're
on?
building railroads.
We're on milk.
Getting railed.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying
Oh.
I like it. I respect
Laying the tracks with our little our
with your
construction hats on.
hard hats on.
We have our hard hats.
Yeah, we've got our hard hats on.
And
We've
we're
got our
laying tracks.
vests.
And guess what? We're gonna get railed.
it. How did that go, by the way? We didn't get an update on that.
Did you?
From last time.
I didn't get railed.
Nobody here got.
No, wait, okay, but when we walked in, that guy was like, "Oh my
God.
god, this
Oh
is a
my
crazy
God.
story."
He was like, let me rail you. Is it?
It
So
was
Fia
basically yeah.
Fia gets a husband for the night. We love that. We're happy for her. But when we walk in, this guy sees us, and I kind of thought he was like a fan of both of us, but then he turned out to just be
Sickly
very
obsessed with you.
very familiar with like my work. He like knew what my next
Oh,
show
that's not a good
was,
sign. Oh.
like off the bat.
And you
like,
don't
just-
know this person at all.
No, but
we
he
were
was
at.
he was cute.
He was kind of cute. I was like, okay, maybe I'm being like too like it's not bad that someone's excited about me. Like if I was excited about someone and like I like
No,
their
it's kind of
work.
an ick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
No,
it
it
is.
kind of is.
No, I'm
Dude
totally
fan, I
open-minded
think, is
about
kind of
that.
weird.
Sorry.
Dude
If it's
fan.
like no, but he wasn't giving like fan.
He just knew
He
exactly
knew-
my
yeah,
schedule
he
on
kinda
tour
did
dates.
give that because he
But I-
knew like your show dates and stuff like
I guess that's fair. That's true. But I will say that one of the people who I really adore, who was a husband for
somebody else.
for like a few days when he was here once.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was mixing that party. up.
Polygamy,
Okay, sorry.
baby.
Keep going.
Oh, this is one time I had a husband for the few days or whatever, and the way that started, he's a peer, so it was different. He's a colleague.
Oh, yeah.
But what his entry point was, that's totally different. If you're a comedian and you know, like I'm a comedian and you
Way
see
different.
my stuff,
Way different.
and you know what my jokes
But if
are, it's like you're observing it in a different way.
Right.
So to this guy,
Yeah, so this guy basically comes in really hot. He's like super excited. But I was like, you know what? We said I was gonna get railed, so
Yeah.
let's see where this goes. We're staying open-minded. We're
team
staying open-minded.
train. Team train.
So I'm trying to like keep him a little bit at bay, like just be like, okay, fine. But he was being nice and he was in whatever, and we were in a situation where he was like a friend of a friend. So I was like, okay, so maybe it's like not that crazy.
Yeah.
And then very quickly, he asks me for my number. We have like a pretty short conversation, like whatever. And then he's like, can I have your number? Like, I'd love to, like, I'm going to go stay with my friends, but like, you know, I'd like to see you, whatever. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, I'll give you my number. Like, fine. I go to give him my number. I put it in his phone. As he's leaving this interaction, and again, very few words have been exchanged, he grazes my ass. And I just was like, oh, no. Like,
It's like the slow-mo no.
Immediately I was like, I am so pissed
just
that I gave you
ruined
my
it.
number because I was like really operating on good faith.
How did he? What does that mean?
I can
grazed your
see him
ass?
We're
calculating
in
right
this
now.
party. You know how like shitty men do this where they like kind of grab your waist or like your lower back of your
No,
butt?
I'm not a piece of shit.
This is a thing. Every time I've literally ever been, actually maybe less now.
People just grope you. That's what
Yes.
you're saying. That's so fucked up.
That is the female experience, is getting groped in public.
Damn, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
But
That's
it's like
weird.
there's a polite grope.
There's a polite graze
Tell
and
us.
grope.
Yeah, there's like and they know what they're doing and they're getting away with it.
I feel like here's the issue is that he didn't know he couldn't do that. Because
Yeah.
he thought he had an in, and I think like at that point he thought like
He thought he was being flirty.
right.
So I get it, but I was like, we barely have spoken.
Right.
I'm not like, I don't lead with that. Like,
No.
I'm not like an overly touchy. Like, I like to I need to know that you're not going to kill me before. And he was giving, and that I was like, oh, you are a crazy. Like, I was like, that's like a crazy. So
Did
I literally
he, like how did he do it again?
it wasn't that bad. It was like,
It doesn't matter if it was bad or not. He
but
touched
it
your
was,
butt, and that's
it was
not
just
allowed.
like upper butt, like a graze, like around the, as he was walking
as he was
away.
walking by. It's always them
It's always as they're
walking
walking
by.
So it's
as-
like, yeah. So I like give him back my phone or his phone, like put my number in, and then he's just, and I was like, see, that's not okay. Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even that it was like that egregiously bad, but I was just like, oh, we are immediately looking for a different thing. Like, this is clearly not, so not my style that I was like, it's just not. Like,
Yeah.
we're already on
I'm turned off
completely
now.
different
Yeah.
pages. So I go immediately over to you and I was like, this just happened. And like, it's a no. And she was like, and you were like, oh, weird. But then I always do this to myself where I like second guess everything. So I was like, maybe it was just me.
Just immediately start victim blaming.
I know. I was like,
Immediately.
wait, but it was probably me because I was asking for it. And then I was like, well, I did give him my number. So like,
Good point.
I was like, how was he not to know that he could just fully grab my
I'm just
ass?
so like I could see like a hug or something like that. Even that would maybe be weird depending on the kind. But
Yeah, it
like,
wasn't-
how do you just like put a
It was like
bomb
a
on
gra-
that thing?
It was like
I
a
don't
graze. It was like a, and I, you know what I did too, which is so funny of me. I literally went like this. He like walks by and I was like, oh God. I was just like,
You played limbo.
yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, now that I'm hearing this story like up front, it makes me really actually quite sad and like
Sad about me?
Yeah, I don't
Because
like
I said
that.
I victim blamed? It's okay.
No, it's not even that. It's just like, ugh, why do people feel like they can
That's a
do
crazy
do
move.
that.
that? I
Yeah,
hate that. And it's like, even if you're flirting with somebody, okay, sure, but like we've had 2 conversations tonight.
Right. And short ones. Like, and I know
Short-
nothing about you. You know nothing about me.
Yeah, get your filthy
You don't get
paws
to
off
do
my
that.
silky Levi's.
Thank you. And you're right. And they shout out to Levi.
Shout out Levi. We love you, Levi.
Levi, the
Levi's
best
the
jeans
only-
to get groped in.
Levi's the only, it's the only pair of jeans.
I don't know whether or not she's asking for it. No, sorry.
Oh my God.
Yo.
She's never asking for it. She's never
never-
asking for it.
But then what
And I
happened?
wasn't.
But then what happened?
this is the kicker. This is
Right.
So I get this immediate bad vibe, and then I start questioning it, and I'm like, wait, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on these poor boys who are just shooting their shot.
Ugh.
That's my blind spot. I always do that.
No.
And then I go to the bathroom 15 minutes later, I just like, whatever. And I walk down the hallway. This man is making out with another girl in the hallway. This is not that kind of party. No one's doing that.
No.
He was trying to do some railing.
He was.
My
trying to
man,
rail.
like I say, oh, I want to get railed. That man came in with a mission. He knew exactly what he needed to do. He had to get
freight
some,
train.
and he didn't care where it came from. And I was like, that is so crazy. And the worst part is that I see this and I walk by. I have to walk directly by him because he's at the bathroom door, basically. So
You grabbed his ass.
Oh, and
that's funny. So I kicked him in the nuts. No, I laugh out loud. He opens his eyes and sees me. And then I just go to the bathroom. And then I was wearing like these heels, and so they were like clicky clacking. And so then when I like came out,
Love
I
that
just like
noise.
strutted. I was like, yeah, right, you freak.
You freaking.
And I know,
Salute.
and I know he saw me because he never texted me after that. And then
Yeah, because he should never do that.
yeah, and he definitely avoided me for the rest of the night. 'cause
As he should.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, you kind of are a psycho for that move. I mean,
Dude, I'm sorry.
Good for- I
I
mean,
and I
no, it's
really
like,
felt
whatever.
like we had it there for you for like a quick sec.
for a
that
quick
night.
sec. Oh my God. Because I was just like,
Damn.
because it's nice when people are like overtly interested.
Of course.
Because it's like, oh, cool. Like, you know what you want. That's an attractive quality.
Right.
If you want me,
Let's go.
all right. I'll take it in stride. I'll consider
sure,
your
sure.
application. But
No, not that.
this was so over the top. And it was so,
Well, he's not from here either.
that was the other thing. I think
He wanted to be husband for the night so bad
that he forgot
got ahead
about-
of himself.
Yeah, he forgot about basic human decency.
Yeah.
He just wanted it.
Respect. Like, lack thereof, yeah.
But you had a great husband for the night.
He was so sweet and he's the best.
And yeah.
We love him.
I think he'll be a friend.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you guys, the way you were like just locked in with each, it evolved in front of my eyes in such a funny way because it was just like, it started like, oh my God, the three of us. And then I was like, wait a second. And then I just like, you guys all of a sudden were just like kind of like holding hands. And I was like,
Who started holding whose hand?
yeah, it was sneaky.
Who?
It was you.
Come on.
No, it wasn't
No,
me.
It wasn't you?
It was him.
Does that happen to you guys a lot? Do you like grab somebody's hand out
I
at the
don't
bar?
grab anybody's hand. Somebody grabs my hand, sure, I'll hold it.
That happens to me. That's kind of boss. I like that.
Like,
Whatever, I'll hold your
Oh,
hand.
you put your hand in mine? Sure, I'll hold it.
yeah,
No,
you
to-
put your hand in my
He's
hand.
like,
I'll
wait, can
take
you
it."
hold this? I'm like, oh, fine.
To me, I feel like girls are pretty
hold this for a
aggressive
second?
with the
It's my
hand hold
hand.
usually.
What'd
What?
you say?
I feel like girls are pretty aggressive with the hand hold, like in public when you're not dating and you maybe just
Really?
met. It's happened to me a lot. It actually happened with a comic chick friend that I do not know.
Well, comedians are insane.
Really?
Yeah.
I think hand holding is like
So intimate.
So intimate.
I
so
agree,
when somebody
but-
does it, it's like, okay, that's your husband or wife for the night.
For sure.
Or your boyfriend or
Wait.
girlfriend or real wife.
You know what's interesting about hand holding? I feel like holding someone's hand is like the same thing as like telling them your deepest, darkest secret like really early.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're just jumping to like create the intimacy like really quick.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do that.
It's like, oh, perfect. I mean, I do that. If I like somebody, I'm gonna be like, and here's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Now
Right.
hold my hand.
Right. Right.
No, I would do the revealing of the secrets before I would do the
Physical.
hold hand. The hand holding is so intimate to me.
I don't know. I don't know. It just was a natural thing.
Well, for you guys, it did feel.
It was
natural.
just silly. Honestly, it was
It was
just
like almost
silly.
goofy.
It was really goofy. It was kind of a bit. If
It was
anything.
yeah. It was like a bit that you guys were married, and
Yeah.
and it was good. And then you guys, and then yeah, and you were just like conferring with me like throughout the night, which was so funny.
You were my coach.
I was your coach. I was Fia's third base coach the
Yeah.
entire night.
That's what you do as girls. Like, you have to check in with your coach. They have to, you sit in the corner of the boxing ring. She's like patting me down. She's giving
Yeah.
me water.
She was going in and out.
I'm like, okay, so what do I do now?
Yeah.
She's like, all right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then,
But it was also funny because you kind of at a certain point were like, we're staying. You have to stay with me because this is happening and I need you to stay. And I was like,
I need you to
Captain, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
And I'm locked in. I would never leave my girl like that.
No, you can never leave your girls
And so we
behind.
stayed out until 5 a.m.
Yeah. And that's what we did.
Because that's what the
And we
night
had
called
so
for.
much fun.
That was
Honestly,
an
it was
all-time
like
night.
the first time in a long time, I don't know, living in New York and you're like, "Oh, this is what they talk about."
We are what they talk
This
about.
is like the stuff they make up in the movies.
It's not even made up. It's real.
And we weren't even on drugs.
No, I know. We could have been. But
We could have been, but we weren't.
I never do. So
I
I don't
don't
know why
either.
I'm like, we could have been. I've never. I,
we had
literally
the
would rather die than
options.
do that. I never do it.
But we didn't.
Yeah. We're strong.
We're fun.
We're just fun. We don't need stuff like that.
You know what?
But that's why we're good party buddies.
That's why we're a good party. But also, we drank, Yvette, like, I think a gallon of alcohol.
No, we drank a
each.
disgusting amount of alcohol to the point where I was like, why did I even do that? Like,
But we
there's
were
no
somehow
way.
still sturdy. We
Yeah,
were, like, good.
Because we were out, think about it, for like 7 hours. We were drinking for like
we had an open
7
bar.
hours.
It was really, it was against
And it was one of
us.
those open bars where people were like, let's do shots. And then they kept like bringing over shots for us too. That was,
That's aggressive. An open bar with shots is
Did I
aggressive.
do shots? I don't remember doing shots.
well,
I did swig from a Tito's bottle
when? At 5 a.m.?
at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Somebody hands me a
Also,
handle,
that's heinous.
and I'm like, "What do I do?" And they're like, "Chug it."
Where was this? On someone's fucking
We were in someone's
basement?
apartment
someone's
by the end. But I was like, this
okay.
is like so crazy that like you get to the third location and then you're still drinking. That was also the craziest part. Because I feel like usually you get to the third location in somebody's apartment.
It's
at the
more of
end
a
the night.
kickback at this
And
point.
you
It
just-
wasn't
No, yeah. It's like
in the best way. Like,
yeah,
in
it
the
was like,
best
no,
way.
we are still raging. Like the party is still like early stage. Like the no energy was lost.
No, it felt really. Oh God, it was just so much fun.
It was really fun.
It was, and then we were all
was a vibe.
dancing. We were just like,
It was
we were.
awesome.
I felt like we were in college.
Yeah. You can be in college forever if you don't ever stop.
Right. But the next day, I felt like I was 28
Yep.
for sure.
The next day, and for actually a few days after that, I was not sure if I had all my brain cells. Dude. It was,
It was
brutal.
It was really hard. I made butter noodles that night
that's awesome.
because I was gonna come here. We were out. Like I was struggling so hard that day, and then we went to fucking shopping.
I know. I don't know why I was like, we have to
You
do
were
this.
so gung ho, and I was
But
like,
Maddie
fine.
wanted to do it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was Maddie because
Okay.
Maddie had like energy. But now
Maddie wasn't hungover.
that's true. But also here's something that I'm now learning about Maddie, our lovely friend Maddie.
Our new best friend Maddie.
who love of our lives, Maddie.
Yeah.
But like she is high energy.
Love
like
her.
if she's your party buddy, you got to strap in
Yeah.
because she's gonna be out and about, and you're just gonna have to like follow her.
God, she is. I wish I could put her in my pocket everywhere we go.
Yeah, she'd be
She's
a
like a
good,
fairy.
yeah,
She's like what is it? A nymph?
yeah, she's a nymph.
Yeah.
I'm a third base coach. She's your first base coach.
For sure.
She is giving you the whole like
Am I-
early rundown.
Am I just the player, or am I just on the team, or
You're on the team.
okay? I'm still
If you get a little more toxic, we can put you as a coach.
second base. Second base, I feel like is pretty.
There's no second base coach.
Why? Wait, really?
It's baseball. There's just no second base coach.
Wait, are you guys serious?
Picture the bases, girl.
Because
There's a
you haven't
field.
come up to the plate yet. That's why.
There's a second base, no?
No.
You could be the
Wait,
you could be the
hold on.
umpire. You're the umpire.
I'm the umpire because I make the calls.
Yeah, you do make the calls.
And
at
I'm
the end of
pretty
the day.
stern. I think we can argue about this only for a little because at the end of the day, I'm uncertain in most things. But I will make a call.
You'll make
at the
a
end of the
call.
day.
You're good at
But I'll have to talk to the first and third baseman.
yeah, which is a good way
Coaches.
to that's a good way to live your life. Like take your time, consult, and then freaking make a call.
Sure.
Freaking send it.
What do you think about just to wrap that up? We love husband and wife for the night. You should do it.
I hope to find one
Low
tonight.
stakes. It's just fun.
Especially if you're going out with your lady your lady pals.
Your party buddies.
You're going out with your party buddies to find your wife for the night.
Yeah.
To be wife for the night.
Yeah.
If that's something you want.
Or your partner for the night.
Yeah. But it's so fun. It's so fun when you just like lock in with someone like that. Ugh. That's the best.
It's just fun.
And it doesn't happen all the time, you know? It's a gem in the rough.
I really like your nails, by the way.
I think I just did them
When?
right before you got here.
I want that.
Do you want me to do them after?
Well, I have to take these off.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think about, can we talk about also something so funny?
Yeah.
And so important. Like, this is a vital human being to our society.
Okay.
It's reply guy.
Oh, okay. This is something I've always said. Reply guys are good for the economy.
Yeah.
Because they are just like, I used to get annoyed by them, but then you grow up and
They're
you're like,
essential now.
wait. No. They serve a very distinct purpose.
Yeah.
And I love them.
They're like the essential workers of social media.
Yes.
Is this a guy that replies to your story? I'm so confused.
Yeah, so a reply guy
Okay.
just replies to your story with like absolutely no intention of ever seeing you in person.
Yeah.
Like that's like the best part. Like they're just like gassing you up. They're just like, I like what you're doing. And like that's all it is. And it's beautiful, it's innocent, it's pure.
Yeah.
And you don't have to like overthink it. It's just like, this is my guy. He's just rooting for me.
They're like the saleswomen in really nice boutiques that hype you up when you start changing into their clothes.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I
and they're
mean?
like,
She's
you
like, oh,
have
you
to have
have
that.
to get that.
Oh my God, you look
gorgeous.
amazing. That piece, one of a kind. Never seen it like that on you.
Those are reply
Those are
guys.
reply guys. They're just
Nothing but positivity.
Just
Nothing
all
but
positivity.
confidence boosting. It's truly like, I don't think we, again, and I think we take them for granted just a little bit. And I'm not saying, hey, by the way, I'm not saying like swoop into the DMs and be reply guy.
No,
okay?
no spam,
It's
no
not that.
harassment. It has
it's
to
not
be
that. It's natural.
yeah. There's an authenticity to a reply guy.
Don't force it. Just be.
just if this is what it is and this is the relationship. I'm
And
I
you
love
can
it.
know your reply guys too. Your reply
Oh,
guys
yeah.
sometimes are your best friends or they're your guy friends or like whatever it is.
right. Am I your reply guy?
Yeah, we reply to each other
you're
so much.
You're so right.
All I do is heart your stories.
That's hilarious.
and you heart mine.
Oh my
and
God,
that's
that's-
all we do.
And I mean it.
Yeah.
I'm like, good work.
You can, so
But the difference is that you and I actually hang out.
well, that's true.
We'll also text each other and be like, what's up? Let's get lunch.
Well, duh. But like, I feel like a reply guy can be anybody that
Yes.
hypes you up.
It's a hat that you
Consistent-
put on
yeah.
at times. But then the pure reply guy is the guy that just never sees you, doesn't want to.
The OG reply guy is the one who is alone in that thread of messages. He's talking to himself.
Damn.
That is like the down the plate reply guy. That is the guy who just, you scroll up years,
it's all him.
and it's just fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
It's all him. We
And, like,
wouldn't be
I love
here,
you. You're my wife.
but we
Wow.
wouldn't be here without those.
I mean, it brings a smile to my face.
Are you getting I love you replies?
Yeah.
I get be my wife.
Get
Oh,
out of
yeah.
here.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
my wife, I get a little bit. Oh, I love you seems aggressive.
No, I love you
No.
is
I think that there are, okay, can I say something? I do
Sure.
think there are some men, they think that like they are in love with me and like they'll convince themselves in a conversation by themselves in a DM and they're like, I've thought about it. I've considered a lot of different things, but I do think I'm like truly in love with you.
okay. Wait, here's a follow up question to that. Have you ever felt that way about somebody?
For sure.
Yeah, and then I dated them.
Well, yeah, because you're a beautiful girl,
So,
and also you have a different. Also, you have a platform, so like if you did want to slide into someone's DMs, like they would see it, and you have like a lot of like backing. Maybe you should give that guy a chance because he might be actually in love with you.
no.
He for sure is definitely really in love with you. Like most of those guys probably are in love with
No,
you.
yeah. I'm sure they are actually. I think they are probably genuinely in love. I actually bet that that's like a genuine feeling. It's
Yeah.
parasocial, but
That's
it's
so
like,
scary.
yeah.
I mean, they're
No, but they
terrifying
ha-
people for sure. They
No,
are.
but
If
there
you dated
hadn't-
them, it'd be bad.
That's so funny that
But
you
their
asked
feelings
me
are,
that
like,
question because
yeah.
I have felt that. And no, and like
It's definitely, you've had an unrequited feeling of that. I know that's true.
oh, I do. I have it with somebody.
You have it with someone right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
So you got to confess it
this
in the
is
DMs.
This is
No,
my
I'm
thing.
so scared. I
This
can't
is
do
the
that.
human condition is what I'm
Yeah.
getting at. Is that sometimes we convince ourselves that we're in love with someone. And I think there's like a little bit of truth to it. Like maybe you actually would love them in
For sure.
person. Because like, especially with us, like we're putting ourselves out there like so much. I'm not saying that that's correct. Like you would never slide
Right.
into that person's DMs and like be like, hey,
Hey, so I've thought about this too.
I need you to know that I am currently in love with you and I don't even need to meet you to know that. That's different. Let's be meeting each other and
Yeah.
deciding after a respectable amount of time, 3 to 6 months of mutual dating.
Sure.
Then we can decide, do we actually love each other? That's love to me. But I mean,
All in all, we love the reply guy.
we love the reply guy.
Also, I just love the term reply guy, and I don't think that's shared enough.
I think it used to be derogatory. And now it's like
Well, now
Less derogatory.
way
well
less
now
derogatory.
we're
Yeah.
kind of
I think-
switching that around.
I think we all now know that they have their place and their role in society, and they're good. They can be good.
Hey, they're good.
The most annoying thing is when you have a reply guy that you actually have a crush on, and then they turn into a reply guy, and it's just totally like you know that they would never actually hang out with you, but they just like,
Whoa,
See, to me-
really?
yeah, that sucks.
to me-
Wait, that's happened to you?
Yeah,
A guy you have a crush on. He's
and they're reply guying to you, but you know that it's like that's all they're willing to give.
I think people are just afraid sometimes. I don't think it's like that they don't want to meet up. I think a lot of those guys are just afraid.
No, but these are people that I know.
Okay, fair. That's
That's
way to- yeah,
different.
okay, that's different.
Where it's like someone that I like dated or like kissed or something. And then they
Yeah.
just, and I'm like, you could see me, but you're not.
Yeah.
That's never happened to you?
Then they're playing games, I think.
yeah, or they're just lazy.
Or they don't live here.
Or all of the above.
I look at Chris, I'm like, you're all meant to be right now.
No, this happens to me on a daily basis.
You're the
I'm aware.
problem.
All in all,
All,
we thank the reply guys for what they do
for
for
your
this
service.
economy. Yeah.
For your service. Shout out to you guys.
Shout
it's
out to
a
you.
thankless job and someone's got to do it.
You got to do it.
We're going to find some husbands for the night, I think, tonight, maybe.
I'm going to take the night off.
You're taking the night off?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm also taking the night off.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe we'll circle back on this. I think there's some husbands in our future,
Yeah.
if only for a day.
And you know what?
We've always said that.